Hi guys, this is Sade coming to you with another video. So the topic, if you haven't already seen, is how many bundles do I need? I get asked this question all the time, every single day, multiple times a day, but whatever. Anyways, I will show you in this video how many bundles you need depending on what style you're doing, from a closure sew-in, leave-out, Vixen, Frontal, tracks, everything. I'll let you guys know. Yeah, hopefully you guys don't ask me this question anymore. Anyways, so first thing is first. When you are choosing your bundles, aside from style, the lengths are the most important thing. So I will show you right now the difference between one of our shortest lengths that we carry to one of our longest lengths that we carry. So I have right now a 12-inch straight bundle. This is our Peruvian straight hair, and this is a 12-inch. So you can see these are the wefts up here, and then this is our 30-inch. This is our 30-inch bundle. Now, if you take a good look at this, you can see that this is smaller than this. Now, that's because, listen carefully, this is one of the most important phrases when choosing bundles. The longer the hair, the shorter the wefts. That means both these bundles are the same amount of hair, so they weigh the same. But obviously, if the hair is shorter, you're going to get more hair, so the wefts are going to be longer. Obviously, if you have longer hair, like this 30-inch, you're going to have less wefts because you're not going to get as much hair. Does that make sense? Okay. So, that being said, if you're going for a shorter style, you typically only need about 2 bundles. Now, this is for if you have a leave-out or if you have a closure. When you're doing a style with the leave out and with a closure, they're relatively the same. Because if you're, leaving out this amount of hair, or if you have a closure that's roughly 4x4, temple to temple, then it's going to be the same, right? So my rule of thumb and the general rule of thumb, if you have bundles anywhere from 8 inches to about 14 inches, you only need 2 bundles. So if you're going to get an 8-inch and a 12-inch, that's all you need. A 10-inch and a 12-inch, 12 and a 14-inch, you only really need 2 bundles. If you are going to get anything longer than 14 bundles, all the way up to about 22 bundles, 20 or 22 bundles, you need 3 bundles. So if you're getting 12, 14, and 16, or 14, 16, 18, so-and-so, you get the point. You need 3 bundles. And you have to be very careful when you're getting to the 20 inches because sometimes people will think, okay, well, I'll just get 3 inches of, 22 inches and that'll be fine. It could be fine, but the thing is, obviously, your hair is going to be scanty the longer it gets. So 3 bundles of 22 inches is not going to be the same as an 18, 20, and 22, if that makes sense. You're going to get a layered look for one, but also you're going to get a thickness because you're going to get more hair with the 18 and the 20-inch bundle. Okay? If this makes sense, I'll continue on. If not, watch the video again. But yeah, so anywhere from 8 inches to 14 inches, you need 2 bundles. Anywhere from 16 to 20 or 22 inches, you need 3 bundles. And anything past that, you need 4 bundles. And this is all with a leave-out or a closure. Now, the tricky thing about going longer than 22 inches is the longer the hair, like I said before, the more scanty or thinner it becomes. So you always want to double up on the longest lengths. So let's say I was getting a 20, 22, 24, and 26. I personally would recommend that you get a 20, 22, 24, and a 24 so that you double up on the longest length and it's fuller. If you wanted 26 inch to be your longest, then I would do like a 22, 24, and 226. And this is just to have normal looking fullness. If you want really full and thick hair, then past 22 inches, I would recommend 5 bundles. I know this could be a little bit pricey, but if you want your hair to be really thick, 5 or 6 bundles is what you need with a leave out and a closure. Yeah, so those are basically the standard amounts that you're gonna need for the leave out and the closure sew-ins, or if you're making a wig. When you are using a frontal, that's a little bit different, because frontals are from ear to ear, and they are, depending on which one you buy, they are normally 2 inches to 4 inches deep. So obviously that covers more space than leave out and a closure. So the rules sort of vary a little bit. If you're getting anywhere from an 8 to a 18 or 16, 2 bundles will suffice. And again, this is me telling you for a just a regular looking sew-in. 2 bundles from 8 inch to a 16 or 18 inch should be fine. Anything past 16 or 18, I would suggest getting 3 bundles. So from a 16 or an 18 to about a 24 inch, 3 bundles is good for your frontal sew-in. So for an example, if you're doing a frontal and you want your longest bundle to be 24 inches, then you can get a frontal and then 20, 22, and 24, and that should suffice. Now in comparison to a leave out or a closure, if you were doing that, then you would probably need 4 bundles, and I would do anything from like 18, 20, 22, 24, or a 20, 22, and 2 24s. I know it's a little bit confusing, but yeah, a frontal, you need less amount of bundles because you're covering less space, if that makes sense. Anything past a 24 inch, I would definitely use 4 bundles with your frontal. And I've even seen people use 3 bundles, like 3 bundles of 24 inches with the frontal. I've seen that, and it looks pretty good. So it just depends on the thickness and the amount of hair that you wanted to put in and the look that you're going for. But yeah, you generally only need 4 bundles after like a 24 inch with the frontal. And a lot of times you guys want to buy long frontals, and honestly, it's not necessary. The longest frontal that I think I've ever used was a 14-inch frontal. And that's because, you know, when you buy your bundles, you buy it in increments of 2, right? So they're layered. So why are you going to buy a 20-inch frontal and your bundles are like 18, 20, and 22? It just doesn't make sense. The front of your hair is usually shorter anyways, so if you're getting like a 12 or 14-inch frontal, then it all blends, because you'll have your 14-inch frontal, 12, 14-inch frontal, then your 16, 18, and then 20. So yeah. Another style that you guys ask me about a lot is a Vixen sew-in. For those of you who don't know what a Vixen sew-in is, it's basically when you're able to part your hair into sections, 2, 3, 4. They achieve this by leaving the perimeter of your hair out, sections from the middle, and the back of your hair out. So my rule of thumb with Vixen sew-ins is you always want to get more than have like less. So I always suggest anywhere from 8 inches to about 20 inches, you'll need like 2.5 bundles, and anywhere from like 20 inches to 24, 26 inches, you'll need like a good 3 bundles. So yeah, that's basically it. It always varies, obviously, depending on the amount of leave out you have, but it's pretty standard when you're doing Vixens. 8 inches is like it's really thick, so you only really need 2 bundles. However, if you're going all the way to like a 24 inch, you won't get as much hair, so 3 bundles are a good amount to use. It's pretty straightforward with Vixen sew-ins. Your hairdresser will tell you this. You don't need that many bundles, again, because you have leave out. The last style that I want to talk to you guys about is tracks or rows, as people call them. It also depends on the amount of hair that you have left out. So rows or tracks are when you have your own natural hair, but you just wanted to add extra volume or extra length to your hair. It's pretty straightforward for this. This is the style that you need the least amount of bundles for. So if you just want length, then anywhere from 8 inches to about 16 inches, you only really need one bundle. Anywhere from 18 inches to about 22 inches, you can get away with 2 bundles or like 1.5. Anything past 24 bundles, I would do like a solid 2.5, 3 bundles. Yeah, so it just depends on what you're looking for. Thickness, obviously, some people want, and I would always stick with like getting 2 bundles just in case, if you're staying in the range with between 8 inches and 20 inches. That's basically the rules when choosing the bundles. And I know it's a little bit confusing, but just play it back again if you have any more questions. You can also comment down below if you want me to write it down. I'll write a little blurb in the description box just indicating the different bundles and the amounts that you need for the frontals, the closures, and leave out. So I hope this answered your questions. I know I've been talking a lot, but I just wanted to get as much detail in as possible. I get this question all the time, like I said before, and I really don't want to get the question anymore. So I'm just going to start directing people to this video. That's another reason why I made it too. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for staying tuned with this long video, and hopefully I'll see you back again. All right, thank you so much for watching. Bye.